Good evening, Oswego, and welcome to WTOP 10 Thursday Night News, your connection to Oswego and beyond. I'm Dan Fromm.
And I'm Brittany Hoffman. Today is October 13th, and this is your news, sports, and weather, all before the first commercial break. Let's take a look at your top stories. 10 News starts now.
As the Wall Street protesters continue their campaign, the area around them is suffering. The mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg, visited the protesters to tell them that Zuccotti Park, the area the protesters are residing, is becoming dirty and will be picked up on Friday. Cass Holloway, the deputy mayor for operations, says that the mayor believes the protesters have a right to continue their protest, but the park is, quote, not in the best interest of the protesters, residents, or the city.
An Amtrak train collision injures 18 people in Northern California. Officials say the collision occurred between moving Amtrak train and a stationary one late Wednesday night. The stationary train was loading and unloading passengers when it struck by the second train traveling between 15 and 25 miles per hour. Officials say that less than half of the victims were treated at the scene and the remaining went to local hospitals. The injured passengers were in both trains. At this time, authorities have not released the conditions of the injured passengers.
What a terrifying story.
I know, it's pretty sad. It's kind of, I mean, no one was really hurt badly, and that was good that at least half of them were treated at the scene, which means that injuries weren't too bad.
Just goes to show you'll never know what happens.
I know. Things happen all the time that are unexpected, and it could happen to anyone.
I mean, you think nowadays trains would be, you know, the safest form of transportation compared to like cars or even airplanes.
Yep, and airplane crashes have been happening more and more. Like my mom always told me that they're the most rarest thing to ever happen, and they happen a lot now. So you never know. And here is our next package about to happen, and it is with Taylor Pugliese.
No, it's not.
No.
Read the prompt. Read the prompt.
There's nothing there.
Thanks, up to you, Brittany. We are having technical difficulties
at the time. Please stand by.
Is there something on there? No. There's something sitting there, but it's for.
What is the package about, Brittany?
I believe that the next package is about a man who is assaulted and kills members in Connecticut.
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible.
I know.
Just keep going with the terrible news stories, I guess.
Holly Pfeiffer has the details.
Jurors took about 8 hours to find Joshua Komisarjevsky guilty on all counts against him in connection with the deaths of a doctor's wife and their 2 daughters. Jennifer Hawk Pettit and her daughters, 17-year-old Haley and 11-year-old Michaela, were assaulted and killed during a home invasion, which left Dr. William Pettit badly beaten. The more than 3-week trial ended with 17 guilty verdicts, including 3 counts of murder, 4 counts of kidnapping, and charges of burglary, arson, and assault.
Which we think the prosecution did a wonderful job in putting together a case that was completely believable and beyond any reasonable doubt to a jury.
In 2007, Komisarjevsky and Stephen Hayes followed Hawk Pettit and her daughters home from a shopping center. They broke into their house, beat William Pettit, raped and strangled his wife, molested one of their daughters, and set the house on fire before fleeing the scene. The 2 daughters had been tied to their beds and died of smoke inhalation. Hayes was tried, convicted, and sentenced to death in December of last year. Komisarjevsky is due back in court on October 24th, where he too faces the death penalty. For the family left behind, now is the time to try to heal.
It's been very difficult, but It's not clear to me that time heals all wounds, but you form some form of scars that, and like I said in some interview, that sort of jagged hole in your heart, you smooth out the edges a little bit.
Holly Furfer, Washington.
Now we're going to take a look at some weather.
How's it looking out there, Steve?
Good evening, Oswego. I'm meteorologist Steve Fry, where I'm currently standing outside of the campus center. We're currently experiencing temperatures of around 61 degrees and winds of around 5 to 10 miles per hour. If you take a look at our northeast radar, you'll see that all the moisture and the precipitation that was coming from the north has now moved down into the Syracuse Finger Lakes region, and we won't be experiencing a bit of dryness for a little while. Going into our future cast, you'll see that tomorrow it'll be 70 degrees, and as we move into the weekend, the rain will continue and it'll drop off significantly in temperature. I'll have the rest of my forecast later on the broadcast. Back to you guys at the desk.
A major cleanup operation is currently in progress in New Zealand as a cargo ship that hit a reef has begun to leak oil and debris onto the island. The Rena, a Liberian vessel, hit a reef about 12 nautical miles from shore. Estimates show that the ship has already leaked over 300 tons out of the 450,000 gallons of fuel. The country's environmental minister has said that this is the country's most significant maritime environmental disaster.
A leading Mexican drug cartel leader has been captured. Members of the Mexican army paraded Carlos Oliva Castillo in handcuffs in front of the media today. Officials say Castillo, also known as La Rana or the Frog, oversaw the Zetas drug cartel in operations in 3 northeastern Mexican states. He was taken into custody without incident. The head of Castillo's security and the woman thought to be his girlfriend were also arrested. Now we'll see what's going on with sports with Taylor Pugliese.
Thanks, guys. Good evening. Pittsburgh Penguins fans got very exciting news today as former MVP Sidney Crosby was cleared for contact by team doctors. This is the first time Crosby has been cleared for contract drills since January. He seemed encouraged by the development, saying, "This is a good step in the right direction, and we'll see how it goes the next little bit." How long that little bit is will be unclear, as the timetable was not announced for Crosby's return. Coming up, I'll have all your MLB news and a preview of Senior Day for this women's field hockey team. Now, back over to the desk.
A senator said that new laws and policies regarding mosquito control are likely next year after a 2-hour meeting in Oswego regarding the state's challenges in decreasing the numbers of insects that can carry deadly viruses. This is a response from when a mosquito infected with the EEE virus killed 4-year-old Maggie Wilcox on August 14th. The Wilcox family, which had begun pressuring state and local officials for answers about controlling the virus, said they found today's session promising.
An 18-year-old woman has been missing since around noon Monday. According to the officials, she was last seen in her home, walking home from Believers Chapel in Cicero. Priscilla Bittner is about 5 feet tall and 105 pounds with dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. Cicero police said that she was last seen wearing jeans, a black hooded sweatshirt, and flip-flops. Police say Bittner is originally from Maryland and may be trying to return there. Anyone with information about Bittner should call Cicero Police at 699-3677.
The 28th Annual New York State EMS Symposium is being held this weekend at the Yon Center in Syracuse. Those organizing the event said about 2,000 visitors are expected to attend the conference, which is being sponsored by the New York State Department of Health Bureau of Emergency Medical Services, and will feature numerous EMS-related workshops. Registration begins at 7:30 a.m. Friday and Saturday and 8 a.m. Sunday.
I'm meteorologist Steve Fry, standing at the weather desk, where you'll see the National Weather Service has released a map explaining a high wind warning from our area out to Buffalo. I'll have more on that and the rest of the weather later on in the broadcast.
As curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
See top media experts predict the future of mass
I'm gonna
media.
geek out over this next story.
My friends make fun of me and they tell me that I have post-anxiety WTOP disorder. And whenever I come home from the computer, and they always
Every other Thursday.
I don't know what the next Twitter's going to be, but hopefully I'll be on the receiving
No, there's a
end.
lot of us.
See top media experts predict the future of mass media.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Craving for your next fix of good role-playing games? Well, you're in for a treat. Next Monday, October 17th, in the Campus Center, Jeff Gardner, a SUNY Oswego alumni and producer for the hit video game Fallout 3, is coming to the campus to give a sneak peek of the long-awaited Bethesda Softworks game, The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim, along with all the artistic visuals we've come to expect from our very own game maker.
The 20th annual United Way Walkathon will happen on October 15th in the Quad here at SUNY Oswego. The walk around campus is to benefit programs in Oswego County funded by the United Way. Registration will begin at noon and the walk begins at 1 o'clock and runs until 3 o'clock. There's a $5 donation, but t-shirts will be given out to the first 200 to register. For any questions, please call 312-3523.
Do you ever think it was possible to cheat on your SATs?
Well, CNN reporter Mary Murphy reports on how it happened in Nassau County.
Now it's in a total of 3 different school districts and 1 private school as well.
Are they adjacent districts to Great Neck North?
They're all in Nassau County. That's as much as I'm going to say.
Nassau County District Attorney Kathleen Rice confirming the SAT cheating scandal is growing. A month after 19-year-old whiz kid Sam Eshigoff was busted, accused of impersonating 6 different students from Great Neck North High School, his alma mater, and acing the college placement exam for them.
This is
the
like
payment
tilted
up
this
to
way.
$2,500 a test. Here's Great Neck senior Gabby Twersky.
it's probably happening in a lot of schools and people just don't know about it.
The SAT cheating scandal first exploded when Great Neck North teachers heard rumors that a former student was being paid to take the SAT for other teams. The teachers then noticed big discrepancies between a number of students' so-so academic records and their impressive SAT scores.
By cheating, what these kids did was take away seats in colleges from the kids who played by the rules, from the honest kids.
Eshigoff's highest score was 2220, in the top 5% of the country. The national average is only 1509.
They want to get into college, a good college, obviously.
Why can't they get in on their own merit, on their own work?
They don't want to study.
Where did they get the money from?
This is a very rich town, if you haven't been aware of it.
Sam Eshigoff's defense lawyer is now working with private investigator Les Levine.
Are you getting information that adjacent school districts had the same thing going on?
I'm getting information that the problem has been pervasive.
The emails are coming from the West Coast, California, I said the Texas, Oregon.
Rice says the SAT monitoring agency needs to take photos of every teen who takes a test.
That photo can be attached to the test results and sent to the colleges, to the high schools.
And she doesn't buy the argument that SAT cheating isn't a criminal matter.
What we're looking at are the future corrupt public officials, CEOs, accountants, lawyers of the future.
Cheating on your SATs? I didn't think that was even possible.
No, I mean, now that you have to show up with the photo ID and everything, I thought it was impossible to cheat on your SATs.
I mean, when I took my SAT, I felt like I was taking a test in a prison cell, honestly.
It was horrible. I mean, we're lucky enough that we even got a snack and a bathroom break.
Yeah, I
so
know.
I think the SATs were probably the worst thing in my whole entire life. I took it 4 times. So, and now here's a look at your full forecast with Stephen Fry.
Good evening, Oswego. Once again, I'm meteorologist Steve Fry. And if you take a look, we're experiencing a current condition at around 61 degrees with a 58-degree dew point. You see our humidity is around 85%. It's moist out there. We were experiencing a lot of rain this morning, but it's moved on past our area. If you pay attention, we have winds at around 10 miles per hour and a pressure of 29 inches. As we move on, let's take a look at our almanac, where today we experienced a high of 67 degrees and a low of 59. That high is above average, which was our average is around 59 degrees with our average low around 45 degrees. Our record high set back in 1961 was 80 degrees, and our record low back only 5 years ago in 2006 was 30 degrees. So let's thank our lucky stars that it's not 30 degrees quite yet. And we experienced about a ½ inch of precipitation, and our sunset was 7:17. Our sunset was 6:26, and our sunrise this morning was coming in at 7:17. And if we take a look at our New York State weather, you'll see Plattsburgh setting our cold off with a 58-degree temperature currently, and we're experiencing warm spots in New York City, but also seeing our friends in Buffalo 64 degrees as well. Down in Syracuse, they're also experiencing temperature of around 61 degrees, and in Binghamton, they're experiencing temperatures of 70 degrees. If you look at our radar, we're seeing this low pressure system building up around the Great Lakes region, which is going to bring a lot of rain into our area over the weekend. This low pressure system is meeting a high pressure system coming down from the south, and which will be moving over into our area in the next coming days. If you take a look at our precipitation map, the dark blue, which is around our region, represents the ½ inch of precipitation that we got today. The green, which you see down south of Rochester and over in the Long Island area, they experienced about 1 inch of precipitation today. So we got a little bit less than them, but there's more to come. And we'll take a look at our WeatherTap regional satellite, where you'll see there's cloud coverage throughout the state from the Adirondacks moving its way down into Lake Ontario. But we shouldn't have much to worry about tonight. And we'll take another look at that high wind warning, which is being experienced from Buffalo to about past Pulaski and into Oswego. And we'll take a look. From our foliage map, you'll see that the Adirondacks have peaked. We're experiencing a near peak, but I have to say today I saw a tree with no leaves on it, ladies and gentlemen, and it was quite a sad sight. And we'll take a look at our futurecast, 8 p.m. Friday. All this pressure will be moving in from the Great Lakes and will be moving into our area. And as the day progresses, it'll be raining, heavy rains coming in the middle of the afternoon, and that'll be pushing its way off. But as you're headed out to the bars tomorrow night, you'll have to be experiencing some rains. Tonight we'll be experiencing a temperature of a low of 59 degrees with thunderstorms, cooler temperatures, but watch out for those winds which are picking up 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow during the day, we'll be experiencing a high of 70 degrees with 70 to 80% chance of rain. So watch out for that when you're headed to class. And the winds are picking up. We'll be experiencing a wind of a high around 23 miles per hour tomorrow night with a low of 50 degrees. Heavy rains, otherwise mostly cloudy. And I'll take a step out of the way as we head into our extended forecast. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rainy. Temperatures are dropping off, but it's going to clear up as we head into the beginning of the next school week. So, you know, the weekend might be bad, but as we head into it and we start the week up next week, you might have something to look forward to when you're headed to class.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at our next story for you, but here's your late night menu to start you off.
I'll see you at the Dr. Lewis biographies.
No, I
See top media experts predict the future of mass media.
Next time.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
SUNY Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online, or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Hi, we're Real Big Fish. And you're watching WTOP 10.
Like the number.
I'm lucky. I get to do something I love.
How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork?
I help keep kids in school.
Good.
And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
Have you ever wondered what really matters? Well, John Mangello is here to tell you all about it. John?
Thanks, Brittany. Good evening, everybody. And this is what really matters this week. Everybody with a BlackBerry has been crying in the corner this past week due to the collapse of BBM, or BlackBerry Messenger. BBM is pretty much just an instant messaging app exclusive to BlackBerry users. I mean, it's weird though. Nobody seemed to care too much when AIM stopped being popular. They just accepted it. Isn't this just AIM on a phone? The same service that has been abandoned by internet users in the same fashion that MySpace has been forgotten? Honestly, I don't think people are upset that they can't actually BBM with their friends. Rather, I think people are finally admitting to themselves it was a mistake not getting a phone with modern technology inside of it, like a Droid or an iPhone. Speaking of old, there's a movie coming out tomorrow that just screams washed up, The Big Year. This is a movie about 3 old guys going on a vacation around the world. It stars Steve Martin, Jack Black, and Owen Wilson. Now all they need is John Travolta and Tim Allen riding motorcycles like a couple of wild hogs, and this would literally be the most outdated movie ever made. I heard it's even getting a VHS release. And no, to anybody who was on Twitter yesterday, David Guetta was not actually killed in a car crash in Los Angeles. This rumor has been going around since February, and it wasn't true then. He even tweeted a link to the Bee Gees song Staying Alive to prove he was not actually dead. And now we have something special here. Adam Shear, your usual Thursday night news segment reporter, has gone to New York City to cover Comic-Con. It's like nerd heaven, and I wish I was there with him. But since I'm not, I'm going to be sharing with you some pictures he's been tweeting me all day. Here are some of the sights from Comic-Con. Now, if you see here, the first picture is somebody dressed up from like Ezio, the main character in the Assassin's Creed game.
I love Assassin's Creed.
That game is awesome.
Fantastic.
I prefer it on the PlayStation.
They
but
dress up as these characters?
yes, some people do dress up like that. That's the whole point of Comic-Con. They just go to play games and dress up. And you see here, there's some superhero wearing a skull mask that I can't name, and then there's the main character from the movie Kick-Ass. I don't know if he had those military boots in the actual movie, but
it makes him look very threatening, to say the least.
To each his own, right? And that superhero, we'll just call him Fail Man, because I don't think it's an impressive costume at all. This one, this might be a Ghostbuster. I'm not too sure. This was the first picture I got today.
I think it kind of looks like a Ghostbuster.
It could be. I would bust ghosts with that thing. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, what? You just sit there and look pretty, light up like a Christmas tree or something? There's that. And this last one, I'm actually very jealous about this one here. We have Adam Shear said he stood online for 2 hours waiting to play Mass Effect 3. It's one of the most anticipated games of next year that's coming out.
How long did you get a demo of that, did he say?
Well, he said it was a 2-hour wait for about a half-hour demo.
Wow.
So it's really awesome. I'm excited for it. And what about you, Brittany? Are you excited?
Do
you have any idea what we're talking about?
Absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Well, that's okay.
My video game experience stops at the new Call of Duty last year, and we got it on Wii.
Oh, so it's not even real Call of Duty.
No.
Then. It's like Call of Duty for babies.
Although I find it much harder on the gun personally. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I know.
State Republican Party Chief Ed Cox fired off a statement this afternoon denouncing New York City comptroller John Liu after a New York Times piece found multiple discrepancies in his campaign filings that include apparently fake names or people listed as donors who said they never cut him a check. Mr. Cox said that while Mr. Liu promises an internal review of this matter, we can't leave a weasel to guard the henhouse.
Senator Jeff Klein teams up with new partners to help him fight against cyberbullying by launching a new website. Independent Democratic Senator Jeff Klein, Miss New York Caitlin Monty, and Queen Democratic Assemblyman William has come together to fight against cyberbullying. And now here's a full look at sports with Taylor Pugliese.
Welcome back to your sports report. Although the postseason continues on, the first postseason award was announced in baseball today. St. Louis Cardinal Lance Berkman and Boston Red Sox Jacoby Ellsbury were named Comeback Players of the Year in the NL and AL respectively. Berkman bounced back from an injury-plagued 2010 to hit .301 with 31 homers and 94 RBIs this season. On the other side, Ellsbury set career highs in most offensive categories year after playing just 18 games. Both players are first-time winners of this award. Turning to the attention to the field, the Texas Rangers entered today Game 5 of the ALCS with a chance to earn a return trip to the World Series. Today's duel in Detroit between Tigers' Justin Verlander and Rangers' C.J. Wilson was tied at 2 into the 6th until the heart of the Tigers lineup hit a single, double, triple, and home run in succession to score 4 runs and put the team ahead for good. The home team went on to win 7-5 and force a Game 6 Saturday night in Texas. An update for the NLCS Game 4 currently in progress. The score is 4-2 Milwaukee in the top of the 7th. St. Louis, however, leads the series 2-1. Finally, in Oswego State athletics, the women's field hockey team looks to have a successful senior day as they host SUNY Oswego, the Cortland Red Dragons, tomorrow at 4. The Lakers entered the contest on a hot streak, having won 4 of their last 5 games. The team is 6-9, including 1-3 in SUNY conference play. The Red Dragons will be a tough test for the Lakers as they enter the contest on a 7-game winning streak, which has improved their record to 8-3 and undefeated in the conference at 4-0. That's it for sports. Now back over to the news desk.
And that's it for sports. We're going to toss it to a quick break.
As curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
You're watching WTOP, your home for Laker hockey.
Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
Discussion was really interesting. A lot of great topics were talked about. What's going on? What do we have to pay attention to? And what's really happening?
Our communication industry is constantly evolving, and we have to make sure that we talk about what is relevant and are we doing things that are relevant.
See top media experts predict the future of mass media.
I don't know what the next Twitter's going to be, but hopefully I'll be on the receiving end of that.
See top media experts predict the future of mass media.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
When you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll be experiencing a temperature around 63 degrees, pretty cool, and that will progress into the afternoon. As you see, we'll be hitting around 69 degrees tomorrow afternoon at around 12:40, and when your 150 class starts, we'll be moderating at around 69 degrees, heading down throughout the evening. And watch out, just because it's going to be really rainy throughout the day, so you're going to have to wear a jacket or bring an umbrella or whatever you do. Just watch out for that rain, and the winds, we're still in a high wind advisory warning, so keep out for that as well.
So Steve, how hard should we expect the rain to be tomorrow?
Well, we'll be experiencing the most of the rain later in the afternoon, around 2 p.m. and well into the evening past 8 o'clock.
All right, so it's going to be a tough night
It's
going
going to
out.
be a rainy Friday night.
Oh, fall rains, those have got to be the best. They just soak your clothes,
Fall rains are horrible.
ruin your day.
How pleasant is that? So,
And that will do it for us here at WTOP 10 News. For the 10 News team,
I'm Taylor Puglisi.
I'm Steve Fry.
I'm Brittany Hoffman.
And I'm Dan Frome. Have a great night, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, buddy.